Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. Joining me in studio today, we have head women's basketball coach Greg Bruce. How are you doing today, Coach?
Good, Danny. Thank you.
Well, I see you reading over some notes right there. We were able to look at those notes with the big win you guys got this last Saturday over Seattle Pacific. That one was a game that was just a fantastic game to watch. The way your team really responded to some of those ones. Each time you kind of thought that they might, for no better term, go for the jugular. You guys held them off and really responded with one of the better games, I'm sure, during your tenure as a coach here.
Probably the best, actually, if you want to look at it from the quality of the opponent to how we were able to come back on them several times, as you mentioned, especially in the second half being down by 10. And normally against a good team, the MO for us has been that we just can't quite get over the hump with that kind of situation. But this time we did. We played some good defense, got some stops, and then we had a really good second half offensive production, shooting 67%.
And I wanted to mention, you guys have three individuals there on your team that really combined for 66 points for you. Riley Peterson has a career high with 32 points. Lori Clifford also goes career high with 19 points. And Jade Haas has 15 points, but her timing on her points made it feel like she had just as many as Riley almost there.
Yeah, she had a couple big offensive rebound putbacks against the zone, and then we set her up to have that breakaway layup that really kind of opened it up there right at the end of the game. And yeah, it was fun because when you win games like that, you have to have kids step up, and those three obviously did. Minor role play in there, but Elise Miller hit a big second half. Jackie Jasinski came in and hit a big bucket second half. Dana Gallardi put in a couple buckets that we needed, so it was a good contribution by several different people.
You're right. Like you said, they did have some very big points out there, and it was just very impressive to see. And the thing about Seattle Pacific, as I've got to watch them play 4 times here and last year as well, they're always so good defensively. And the way you guys really seem to find those crevices in the defense, and you guys shot 56% against a team that hadn't allowed anybody to shoot 50% all year.
Yeah, that was blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. But no, if you just keep going after it long enough and the kids finally get to believe in what they can do and have some confidence, and pretty soon you're going to get over the hump. And I think hopefully that's what we did, and we can carry that over into this tough week we have coming up.
And we've talked about it before, turnovers. We know that possessions are always so valuable. And in this one, where it was a very close possession game, even the final score doesn't even indicate, because 5-point game, 79-74, they hit that three-pointer at the end, but it was even closer to that one. The fact that you guys win the turnover battle 18-14, you guys get 4 more possessions than them based on just the way the ball was handled.
Yeah, that's really important for us. Our turnovers have been a cause of concern as the years played out. Our shooting percentage this year has been, I think, the best that we've ever had at the Division II level. We just don't have enough possessions. As you said, this game we were able to keep those turnovers down, and it really helped us.
And we're going to see the final score right up there. I would have prayed this one ahead of time, but now that it's been done, that snapped. Seattle Pacific had beat Western Oregon 28 straight times. That streak actually dated back to February of 1982. A long ways to do it. A couple notes on that one. Gas at that time was only $1.30 a gallon. The song Centerfold by the Jay Giles Band. Dun, 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 dun. That was the #1 song for 6 weeks in a row. Ronald Reagan was president, while George H. Bush was only vice president. Hadn't even seen the Bushes there in office yet. And the Niners were actually about to win their first. They had actually just won their first of 5 Super Bowls, as Joe Montana, the newly famous Joe Montana, beats the Bengals 26-21. Figured that was a good note on the Super Bowl weekend as we come into that one. So it had been a little while, Coach, and just from me and everybody else with the administration, it was a fantastic game to watch. It was a very fun game, and all very proud of you, and nice to get over the hump against one of those teams. And it was just very proud of your women and the way that they played in that game.
Well, I appreciate that, because the girls really, they worked hard for it. We didn't play well on Thursday in spots, and it caused us to lose to Billings, and we had a really good practice on Friday. And I thought that, if we came out and just played and battled with it, that we would be at least in the game. And, when you're in the game, you never know what's going to happen down the stretch, and thank goodness it finally added up in our favor, and we put one together, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of as well, and watch those girls out there enjoy themselves and get that big win.
Well, fantastic, Coach. Just want to say thanks very much for taking some time, coming out and joining us in studio this week, and thank you all for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.